Ever since Patrick Mahomes has made his first start in his second season, he has been terrorizing the league and has cemented himself as one of the best quarterbacks of all time at just the age of 30. However, he is now facing his biggest challenge yet, trying to come back from an ACL injury at the age of 30. As this team has gotten worse over the years and his division getting better by many people are coming to the conclusion that we have seen the best of Mahomes. With this upcoming season being very important to see where the future of his career will go, I wanted to talk about how I think Mahomes can bounce back and go back to being the best quarterback in the league. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Mahomes in just 8 years is already a top 5 quarterback of all time. He's arguably the most talented player to ever play the sport and also has been the most clutch when it matters the most. He came into the league with one of the best quarterback seasons of all time, throwing for 50 touchdowns. Then in 2022, he had another one of those best seasons, as he led his team to their second Super Bowl win of his era. He has had some of the most iconic and best performances in the clutch and in the Super Bowl, and is already a first-ballot Hall of Famer if he retired today. The Chiefs from 2018 to 2024 was one of the best dynasties the NFL has ever seen, and it was all spearheaded by Mahomes. However, the last 2 years for Mahomes haven't been ideal to say the least. After a so-so year in 2024, he managed to will his team to the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Despite being a 15-2 team, the Chiefs didn't look like that in the regular season. However, once it was playoff time, the Chiefs became the Chiefs of old and found themselves and the Eagles fighting for a three-peat. They got blown out, and it looked like they didn't even belong on the same field as Philly. Then in the next season, he was without his best receiver and Rashee Rice for the first 6 weeks due to suspension, and his supporting cast continued to let him down. The Chiefs' support system around him has deteriorated to a substantial amount, and Kelsey is clearly not the player he once was. The tackle play is disappointing to say the least, and the run game is a disaster. On top of that, the defense isn't what it once was, and it looks like read schemes are being found out by the NFL defenses. To end the season, Mahomes suffered the worst injury of his career in an ACL tear. With teams like the Chargers and the Broncos rising alongside his declining play, these are very real concerns that Mahomes has to overcome to flip the narrative back on his side again. I mentioned that Kelsey isn't the player he once was, as retirement is around the corner. A new era for the Chiefs is coming with Kelsey's retirement looming. Chris Jones has always been the staple for this Chiefs defense, but is 32 and may look to retire soon as well. The top 3 players of this dynasty are all 30 or above for the Chiefs, and the only constant that will be there in the future is Mahomes. On top of that, Andy Reid has nothing left to prove as a head coach, as he is one of the best of all time. There is no doubt that the Chiefs will be entering a new era next year and even further into the future. They need to find staples and key positions through the draft to keep a core together around Mahomes for his second half of his career. Similar to how Brady had multiple supporting casts, Mahomes will go through the same cycle soon. Now, after analyzing his career up to this point, the question is, can Mahomes make magic and have a resurgence in his career similar to Tom Brady or Rodgers winning 2 MVPs later on? In 2008, Tom Brady, ironically against the Chiefs, suffered a Week 1 ACL tear at the age of 31. It looked like his career was on the downturn after a blazing start. However, the opposite happened. In his 30s, Brady assembled another Hall of Fame career with multiple MVPs and Super Bowls. He would then do again the same thing in his 40s, solidifying him as one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. In 2017, at the age of 34, Aaron Rodgers missed the majority of the season with a broken collarbone. Again, his career looked to be on the decline, considering the next year the Packers missed the playoffs once again. However, he won back-to-back MVPs in dominant fashion later on in his late 30s. These are 2 of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, and having legacy-defining seasons after a devastating injury later on into their career. The unique thing about Mahomes is that so far in his career he has shown off to be the talent that Rodgers is, while also having the historic level of winning dominance like Brady. I think with this combination, Mahomes can have a second-half dominant career resurgence. I think Mahomes has regressed slightly, and isn't the gunslinging threat he was early on in his career, as I do believe he has gotten a little less accurate deep. However, his ability to adjust his playstyle to be more dink and dunk has been successful. He even won a Super Bowl when the league responded to his playstyle. With him missing a large chunk of this season, it wouldn't surprise me if the Chiefs are out of the playoffs and find themselves with a high draft pick, as they looked absolutely atrocious without Mahomes towards the end of the season. The Chiefs have recouped draft picks and seem to be going for the same strategy when they traded Tyreek Hill. There is no question that the 2027 draft class is generational, and with more picks on their side, with a healthy Mahomes looking for revenge, the Chiefs could be dangerous again in 2028. 2027 is just the year to see who gets to stay and help build around Mahomes in his 30s. The Chiefs are primed to reload with young talented rookies and great players as Mahomes comes back to form. In my opinion, anything in 2027 from Mahomes is just icing on the cake. If he looks great next year while he's playing, the league will be in trouble, as the second reign of dominance is coming soon. I have little to no doubt that Mahomes will be back and claim his crown as the best quarterback in the league. He may not be dominating the MVP race again, but he will have the Chiefs back in the mix for Super Bowl contention. Considering this, now the question is, how much higher can Mahomes climb on the all-time quarterbacks list? I would say a majority of NFL fans already have him as a top 5 player at just age 30. But he does have the potential to go higher on the all-time list. Right now, many people are arguing him with Manning and Rodgers, but will there be a time where he outright surpasses him? In my opinion, this is what I think is going to happen. Similar to Brady, I think Mahomes will have another stretch of dominance in his 30s as discussed in this video. This will lead to an obvious tier gap between these two and the rest of the league. Mahomes and Brady will undoubtedly be the top 2 quarterbacks of all time. Similar to Jordan and LeBron, I think this debate will go on for a while as will begin to heat up again. I think Mahomes can end his career with a legitimate argument to be the GOAT, but I believe he will end his career as the second best quarterback, undoubtedly setting the bar at the highest for quarterbacks. With interesting storylines, new rookies, and player movement in the offseason, the NFL season couldn't come any sooner. As we get closer to Week 1, America is anxiously waiting for tip-off. With that said, from all the hype circulating this offseason, the Mahomes comeback storyline is the one that I'll keep my eye close to in this upcoming season. Not only will it define the rest of Mahomes' career, but it can completely change how we view the future of the NFL as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.